Hi guys, I'm Steex on video production. Today I'm here to present you the Manley core reference channel strip. How it is amazing. So this Manley core reference has been sent me here from Lucky Music, so I have to send a huge thanks to Lucky Music, and for this reason you have the 10% discount code in the description. You can use the core matchsticks code at the checkout from Lucky Music website and you can get this core reference at 10% discount. This is an amazing opportunity to get really high quality outboard gear at lower price, guys. So the video of today will be pretty long, let me say, because I'll introduce firstly all the features of this core Manley reference, and then I'll show you also samples. So I've recorded 3 different tracks: vocals, bass and acoustic guitar with this unit, and of course I also mix these 3 tracks with the Manley core. For this reason, if you are member of my YouTube channel, so if you joined my YouTube channel, you can download in the description the high quality recording of the video of today. So the recording of the vocals, bass and the acoustic guitar, raw and processed with the Manley core reference. So you can do your comparison without the YouTube compression, okay? If you are not member of my YouTube channel, you can join my YouTube channel. You have basically the join button and you can get really great benefits: guitar presets, bass presets, DAW templates, impulse response. You can see the video that I published here before they will be published, so will be available for all the members of my YouTube channel. So let's start the review. Let's start talking about this unit. This unit is an amazing unit because inside there are really high quality components. Let's start talking about the front panel. As you can see, is divided in sections. The first section is the section of the power. So basically you have to power your source. With this unit you can basically send 3 different type of levels: microphone levels, line levels or the direct levels, which you can find in the front panel. Basically you can have different switches: the mic or line inputs. You can do a roll-off on 120 Hz. You can switch between high and low level. Basically with the low level you have a maximum of 40 dBs of your preamp, and if you need another stage of preamp you can press the high level and you can get up to 60 decibels. So before you have to start always with the low, and if it's not enough, go to the high. Then you can find the phantom power, and of course you can flip the phase if you are recording with multiple microphones, for example. Okay, then left you have the compression, and here you can find the so common attack, release and the amount of compression. This compressor is from the Manley really famous ELOP compressor. It's really musical, really smooth compressor. Then you can find the equalization. This equalization, I really loved this equalization because you have these 2 main bass and high, the presence basically equalizer with a high and low shelf. But the most important thing is this in the middle. You have basically a bell shape that you can boost up to 10 dBs up or low, and then under you have the frequency knob. Basically you can sweep on the frequency. You can choose which frequency you want to boost or cut. This is really interesting, and you can also be really precise thanks to this switch. Basically you can switch if you want to make your analysis from 100 Hz to 1 kHz or from 1 kHz up to 10 kHz. So you can be really precise if you want to boost some frequencies or cut some frequencies that you don't want. This is really great, guys. And finally you have the limiter. Basically you have the release, and as you can see, if you go really fast release, you can have this really sort of saturated and really fast view meter of the limiter. You can get really creative basically response of your source. Then you of course the minimum maximum limiting, how much you want to limit, and the overall output, so the makeup gain. This is called utility. Most important thing is also the view meter, because as you can see here you have a switch and you can monitor the gain reduction if you go all the way to the right. So when you use the compressor, you place the gain reduction, you can see what are you doing. Or you can also manage the output. You have two different output, output 1 and output 2. And talking about these two outputs, let me show you on the rear panel, because you can know better what is it. Basically on the rear panel you have all the connection, you have the mic input, you have the line input, remember the direct input you have in the front panel, then you have the output. So here you have the direct output and it's labeled 1. So basically the first output here labeled OP1 is where you have the direct output. So basically, as you can see in the back panel, you have basically the diagram and you can see where is the first output. As you can see is after the compressor. So basically you have the the compressor, and then you have the first output if you want to listen only this portion. But if you want to listen all, also with the equalizer and limiter, you have here the output 2, which is called the main output. And as you can see in the diagram, you have at the final of this signal. This is really great. And as you can see from the rear panel, this diagram tells you more things. The signal path goes from the microphone and line input, or also direct in. Then you have, of course, the HP filter, the input lever, then you have the compressor, and after the compressor you have the amplifier and the tube section of your preamp. Here you can see really how it's made, this unit, and which is the signal path. Okay, this is really great. So now let's listen how I used this unit. I've recorded separately, of course, the three source, vocals, acoustic guitar and the bass. And for this reason I basically used this unit in two ways. The first way is to record. And to record, basically I've not used any compressor, equalizer, but I've used only the preamp section. The bass will be sent to the direct in, so I've used only the DI of my bass and I've used the preamp. While with the acoustic guitar and the vocals, I used a microphone, so I switched to the microphone input and I've used the preamp section. So let's listen the raw recording and then I let you know about the mixing.
I can't sleep tonight. I try to live all by myself, but my eyes were not big enough for the sky. How many times I lie to myself to ease my pain, and I'm waiting to have you here.
Okay, so now that you have seen how I recorded these 3 tracks, let's switch and go back in my mixing desk. So I use this channel strip as an outboard to mix my 3 tracks using the compressor and the equalizer. Alright guys, so let's jump into Studio One 6. As you can see here, I have the Manley core reference channel strip here in my rack. So you already listened the recording, all has been recorded with the Manley. Basically this is how the overall raw mix will sound with acoustic, vocal and bass. It sounds like this.
I try to live all by myself, but my eyes were not big enough for the sky.
Okay, pretty clean, pretty simple. So now I want to mix with the Manley core. Basically I want to use the compressor and I want to use also the equalizer and the limiter. Let me say this approach you can do also while you are recording. Basically, let me say it's better to use it while you are recording, but this will be simpler for me to show you separately this process. Today I've done in this way. So let's now mix the acoustic guitar. Okay. Okay, now let's control the compression. With really fast attack, basically I'm losing all the attack of my picking, so I have to use normally on the acoustic, let me say medium attack and fast release normally. This is bypassed, so I have basically all the changing in the volume. With the compressor on. Okay, for me it's working right now, the compressor. Now let's use the equalization. Okay, now let's use the limiter only to control the overall peak of my acoustic guitar. Okay, now you can really listen the before and after. So this is before, without the plugin, without the Manley engaged. This is the after. Before, after. And with some reverb, you can listen. This is the result of my acoustic guitar. Great, I really like this. I can do the same with the first portion, but since it's playing really low, I prefer to do that separately. So basically I can do this, I can do this, and I can duplicate this and separate this here. But before I have to print, of course, the Manley for the acoustic guitar. So let's call it print AC. This is a mono track and it's from the Manley input. Okay, so now let's print. Okay, now let's mix the first part of my acoustic guitar. So let's create a loop here only. Let's monitor the gain reduction only. Okay, like this. So now let's record in the same track, basically. Okay, now let's go through the bass. Let's listen the attack. It's squashed here. Okay, now let's equalize this bass. Pay attention that this bass is only DDI, so I'm equalizing DDI without the amplifier, and I think this sounds also really great, really clean. So some more bass. Let's listen the mid frequency that I want. Let's listen the before. After. Before. After. Okay, now let's limit a bit. Let's monitor the output. Okay, now let's mix the vocal. Okay, so the vocal here is a bit tricky because there is some excursion here.
I try to live all by myself, but my eyes were not big enough for the sky. How many times I lie to myself to ease my pain, and I'm waiting to have you here. I can't sleep tonight, I try to live all by myself, but my eyes were not big enough for the sky. How many times I lie to myself to ease my pain, and I'm waiting to have you here.
Great, great. This compressor is really musical because it will not create any artifacts. It's really smooth to listen. Let me now equalize this voice.
I can't sleep tonight, I try to live all by myself, but my eyes were not big enough for the sky. How many times I lie to myself to ease my pain, and I'm waiting to have you here. I can't sleep tonight, I try to live all by myself, but my eyes were not big enough for the sky. How many times I lie to myself to ease my pain, and I'm waiting to have you here. I can't sleep tonight, I try to live all by myself, but my eyes were not sky. How many times I lie to myself to ease my pain, and I'm waiting, waiting to have you here.
I want to use just a bit of this EQ because this voice is pretty, let me say, it's pretty high pitch, pretty nasal, so you have to be really careful with the equalization. Now let's limit it a bit.
To live all by myself, but my eyes were not big enough for the sky. How many times I lie to myself to ease my pain, and I'm waiting, waiting to have you here.
Now let's listen with the overall reverb. Before. After. Okay, so right now I've here basically my 3 printed track. Let's listen to the before and the after. So this was before.
I can't sleep tonight, I try to live all by myself.
So as you can listen, the acoustic guitar is really going up and down, like also the vocals. Let's listen now after, with also the reverb sending, and this is the after.
I can't sleep tonight, I try to live all by myself, but my eyes were not big enough for the sky. How many times I lie to myself to ease my pain, and I'm waiting, waiting to have you here.
So I think it's a really great unit, guys. The compressor is really amazing. It's really musical. Will not create any artifacts. It's really great to work with, really smooth. And also the equalizer. The equalizer is really impressive in my opinion, because this bell shape, basically you can decide which frequencies you want to listen or not, and this bell shape is really well made. It's really great, guys. And of course the overall limiter works amazing, works really smoothly in my opinion. So pay attention that this unit is really coloring your sound, okay? It's not a flat unit. It will colors like a Manley color. So for example, as you can listen, these vocals is really colored, is really saturated, because I use lots of amount of preamp. So if you use very low amount of preamp, you will not get so much color, but if you stress the preamp, you get this transformer and the preamp color, of course, of the tubes. And this is really great if you like this type of sound, of course. Guys, you have the link in the description. Remember that you have the 5% discount using my code, thanks to Lucky Music. So you have the link in the description to go directly to Lucky Music to purchase the unit. They can send and ship in all Europe without any problem, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.